Hi, I'm Aarti, and this is the Laws Guide to Nature Drawing and Journaling by John Muir Laws. It is the most comprehensive book, 300 plus pages of absolutely incredible instruction on how to draw nature, from birds and animals to plants and landscapes, by the naturalist and artist John Muir Laws. Jack, as he is known, has an incredible YouTube channel, which is where I first found his work. The first section of this book focuses on nature journaling, but it also gives a very in-depth study in how to display information, how to draw what you're observing, and the art of observing and making notes about it. Although he provides instruction on how to draw birds, animals, insects, flowers, and nature itself, it is about slowing down and observing things around you, being curious, noticing, thinking about what you see and making deductions from that. Though I am myself not a nature journaler, I am an illustrator and an artist, and all of these lessons are applicable to every single thing I do. To me, this is an illustrator or an artist's Bible. It is the reference book that I come to when I am drawing or when I want instruction or ideas on what to draw, what to create, or how to create, the process of beginning to create something. Because as is demonstrated in the book, observation, writing, drawing, creating diagrams, recording personal insights, and simple curiosity can spark a whole different level of creativity that you have not come across before. Jack shows you methods for data collection and for observation that perhaps not everyone who's an artist might find useful, but there are also visual thinking and information display things that any journaler or anybody who in fact journals even for mental health might find useful. These simple methods help to clarify thoughts on paper, which can easily be read thereafter, many years later, even if you're referring to them. In addition to this abstract toolkit of methods and techniques, he also does suggest a few materials for a nature journaling kit. Out of these, I have found the most useful to be the non-photo blue pencil, which I use constantly, as you can see from the size. And I have also consistently been using a mechanical pencil, which doesn't need sharpening, and a fountain pen, which requires filling, but also gives you a very nice varied line. Tombow marker pens are a quick drying medium, which I've shared in previous video, and white pencils and white gel pens are ever useful. There are several other tools here which I also own and use quite frequently. The latter part of this book is all about nature drawing. It is definitely a skill that you can learn. Draw a lot, practice, take inspiration, but don't plagiarize. This is the section of the book that is most useful to beginners as well as artists who regularly want to draw nature or who want to illustrate while knowing the basics of how to do it. I myself use this book especially when I'm drawing nature, like these birds that I was doing in the Burbfest challenge that I shared a few videos ago. This page about blocking in a structural approach was most useful, particularly when trying to figure out how to draw a bird in the correct proportions. There is a most invaluable section on color mixing, matching, tips and tricks on how to get the effects that you want to depict in nature itself, followed by a very detailed section on how to use specific media to depict what you want to depict, from pencils to markers to paint to colored pencils, using different techniques, texturing, layering. This is a part of the book that I refer to very frequently. I come back to it over and over again when I'm stuck or when I'm just looking for new ideas of things to do. Plus, in addition, the illustrations by Jack are just so beautiful that just looking through this book is inspirational. Credit also goes to the graphic designer he's worked with, Lee McLennan, who's credited in the book, as well as whoever was his editor. This book is so beautifully laid out. Every single instruction is clear. I have always been able to understand exactly what he's trying to explain and to do it myself as well. Another of the brilliant things about this book is that although it's about drawing from life, drawing realistically, it also somehow simplification, which basically means it's easier to stylize, to understand how the structure works, and therefore work backwards from the realistic and make it more abstract. Or in the case of my own art practice, more illustrative. While there are plenty of spreads like this which show a step-by-step approach, this is not necessarily a step-by-step book. It's more instructional on teaching you how to observe, to understand the basics of drawing, and then to use those principles in creating your own work. Specifically, this book is targeted towards nature journalers, but as I said, I as an illustrator and an artist find it extremely useful. In fact, I can absolutely say with certainty that this is the best book on nature drawing that I have ever found. However, it is also the best book I've ever found on building curiosity about the world around you, about the things that you're interested in, about investigating those things and then drawing them. If there's any one book that I would recommend for you to get as a beginner or even as an experienced artist, it would be this one. In fact, literally the only negative thing I can say about this book is it doesn't lie flat, and I would have preferred a hardback binding to it. But that is a minor concern. Above all, the book is a testament to Jack's own personal connection with nature and his love of it, his love of recording it, of drawing it, of being in it. Over and over again, I refer to this book, I look through it for inspiration, I take it off my bookshelf almost every single day. I will put a link to the book in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video was really inspirational for you, as this book has been for me. I will see you in my next video. Bye!